It is easy to assume that the most pervasive pieces of pop culture were meticulously planned, that a team in a corporate boardroom mapped out exactly how to capture the attention of millions. You see it in the multi-billion-dollar empire of Star Wars, the enduring musical legacy of the Beatles, or the global success of the video game franchise The Sims. But the history of these cultural pillars tells a different story. If you collapse the timeline down, you find that these massive cultural ripples often begin or intersect with moments of extreme, solitary desperation. These are the stories of a 13-year-old boy shivering in a pitch-black cave, a sickly teenager trapped in a hospital ward, and a man choking on smoke outside his burning home. To understand how the world's biggest cultural ripples actually form, you have to zoom past the highlights and look at the lowest points of a single person's life. In July of 2001, 13-year-old Cody Clausen was hiking near Yellowstone National Park. He had broken off from his Boy Scout troop to grab supplies from a truck, let his mind wander, and accidentally stepped entirely off the trail into the wilderness. As the sun set, a severe thunderstorm rolled in, pelting him with hail. Cody dumped his backpack looking for a way to build a fire, only to find he had no survival tools and no food. Running blindly through the trees, illuminated only by lightning flashes, Cody stumbled into an unfamiliar cave. He curled up in the dark, terrified, until his body shut down from exhaustion and he passed out on the rock floor. The next morning, Cody woke to the thumping of rotors. He spotted this small civilian helicopter searching the area and used his metal belt buckle to flash sunlight up at the cockpit. The pilot noticed the signal and touched down in a nearby clearing. Cody ran to the aircraft and threw open the door, finding a local amateur pilot who had joined the civilian search party earlier that morning. That volunteer pilot was actor Harrison Ford. A child's terrifying microcrisis had ended with a rescue by a global Hollywood icon. In 1954, a 14-year-old boy named Rich was confined to a children's hospital in England. He was suffering from tuberculosis and faced years of isolation, falling years behind in school. Driven by boredom, Rich joined a hospital music class. The moment the teacher brought out instruments, Rich claimed the drum set for himself, despite having no experience. That single class sparked an unyielding obsession. For the next year and a half, Rich holed up in a hospital storage closet, banging on any surface he could find using wooden knitting needles as makeshift drumsticks. When he was released at age 16, he brought those skills back to the real world. He began playing with local bands and quickly earned a reputation as one of the most capable drummers in his town. The teenager who practiced in a hospital closet eventually adopted the stage name Ringo Starr, and the band that recruited him, based on the rhythm he developed during those years of illness, was the Beatles. In October of 1991, software developer Will Wright looked out the window of his Oakland home and saw flames advancing on his neighborhood. He and his family grabbed a few necessities and fled just ahead of the smoke. This is what Will found when he returned a week later. His house, his possessions, and his entire neighborhood had been leveled. Standing in the rubble, Will experienced a strange shift in perspective. He felt no attachment to the physical things he had lost. All that mattered was the gratitude that his family was still alive. Looking down at the ashes, he noticed a colony of ants. Their home had been completely destroyed, yet they were already gathering supplies to rebuild it, piece by piece. Will realized that human resilience mirrors this behavior. We experience disaster, and then we immediately start building again. He decided to turn that cycle of destruction and recovery into a digital universe. That observation in a burned-out driveway birthed The Sims, a game played by millions. In a crisis, we're locked into a singular, narrow view. The immediate pain feels permanent. The cave, the hospital, the ashes. You can't see past the trauma. But time zooms out, revealing the massive network of growth a tragedy triggers. The unpredictability of chance and trauma are the variables that actually move the needle. They shape pop culture more effectively than any corporate strategy. The next time you face a devastating setback, remember you're looking at a highly magnified present. If you step back far enough, your worst day might just be the catalyst for a legendary future.